Hello, my name's Tyler Robertson. I am the CEO and founder of Diesel Laptops. Today I'm here to talk to you about a promotion we have going on during the month of October. As you may know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. For the entire month of October, for every time a customer chooses a pink colored laptop instead of one of our normally colored ones, we'll be donating $100 towards breast cancer research.
I'm Lisa Gibson, and I am the Assistant Product Manager here at Diesel Laptops.
I'm Austin Gibson, and I work in the marketing department here at Diesel Laptops.
And she's my mom. Breast cancer has affected our family greatly. My mom was diagnosed when I was, I think about 15. She was premenopause, which that's kind of uncommon, or it was back then. So this was many years ago when breast cancer wasn't really talked about. She had surgery, went through radiation. Back then they didn't do chemotherapy. So this was in the mid-80s. So she was in the clear for about 15, 20 years. And then she got diagnosed a second time with breast cancer. It came back. So the second time wasn't as bad as the first. First time she had it all in her lymph nodes, just really bad. So the second time she went through more radiation, no chemo. I think I was in my 20s by this time. I had Austin and Austin's sister. And so my mom continued to work. She is very strong fighter. She continued to work a full-time job at a mortgage company. And do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She just kept on trucking like it was no big deal. Still, had sleepovers with the girls when they were little and never really let it affect her too much. But she was always very private, didn't really talk about it a whole lot. And so she never let on to us how much it affected her life. And I didn't know until I was much older how much it truly did. Fast forward many years, she was fine, everything was fine, and then we found out about 4 years ago, August, she was just overnight so forgetful. She had a hard time walking. She was driving to work one day and just forgot where she was going. Everything just kind of escalated. She would forget how to dress herself. She would forget her grandkids, which she was super, super close to. My mom and dad came to visit us here in Lexington. They live in Somerville. And I just took one look at my mom, and she just was not herself at all. So we immediately went to the emergency room that day in Lexington and found out that she had a brain tumor and glioblastoma. And so it was the absolute worst type of tumor you could have. And it progressed so far in her brain that surgery would not help. It would just kind of buy her time. And so the doctors kept saying that, it had nothing to do with her breast cancer, but we had, I don't know if you were in the hospital when this happened, but we had a nurse pull me to the side, and she said, I have been a cancer nurse for over 30 years, and I've seen this time and time again, and it absolutely had something to do with breast cancer. So we started doing a lot of research and saw that a lot of times breast cancer survivors will eventually have cancer that comes back in some different form, and for my mom, it was her brain tumor.
And the brain tumor is the most common form that it comes back in.
So she did opt to have surgery just to remove it, remove a portion of it. It was the type of brain tumor she had was like, kind of like an octopus, like tentacles just wrapped around her brain. They removed 75% of her tumor but within a day it grew back while she was still recovering in the hospital. Yeah, so my mom never, she had a stroke right when she came out of surgery, and so she never really regained her memory.
So because my grandmother, her mom, was affected with another form of cancer after she had breast cancer twice, the Breast Cancer Research Foundation is very important to us, just to research causes of breast cancer and other forms of cancer and why they are affecting all of the women in all of our lives.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that doesn't discriminate. I actually met a teacher today at my youngest daughter's school who just was diagnosed. She just found out. She has no family history at all. She is in her early 50s, and so you know, it doesn't discriminate, and it doesn't matter how old, how young you are. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. You know, back when my mom was first diagnosed, nobody talked about it. And it was just something that was over and done with, and we didn't talk about it around the house. And in fact, they didn't originally tell us until the day my mom was going into surgery. The more we talk about it and the more open we are, and we have support groups, and you know, chances are everybody in this room knows somebody who's been affected. And so that's a good thing. And there's testing. My mom was a gene carrier, and so I am proactive, and so right now I feel like that's enough.
Yep. So during the month of October, a purchase of any diagnostic kit with the Awareness Pink option will come with a pink laptop, and $100 will be donated to Breast Cancer Research Foundation, which is very important to us and everyone here at Diesel Laptops. So more research can be done as to why certain people are affected and why others are not, and
just to research each you know, type of cancer. I mean, just because it's breast cancer, it could be different types and different forms of breast cancer, and the testing is so expensive. I know just to have you know, medications and just to go through a gene testing is thousands of dollars that insurance at this point doesn't cover.